Chapter 34. Max screeched to a halt in front of the grocery store and hopped out of the car. Jordan followed him without a word. Celeste sighed as she got out of the car. Max burst into the store. He glanced one way, then the other. Jordan, split up, looking for a girl with gray fur. Jordan grunted an assent, and the two of them took opposite sides of the store, searching aisle by aisle. Celeste remained at the front door, shaking her head in bewilderment. What in tarnation's gotten into them? Asked the dog behind the counter. Her name tag read Melody. I have no idea. Celeste walked to the counter to speak with her. I think he's looking for a girl I spoke to earlier. She has beautiful silver fur. Do you know her? Melody narrowed her eyes. Why are you looking for her? It must have something to do with Max's car, Celeste said, even though she was more than 70% sure it had nothing to do with it. She was hanging around it earlier, and I noticed a little nick on it. I'm sure it's nothing, but Max is fussy about everything. I thought JR told him not to go around there. Melody bit her lips together. Are they in any sort of trouble? They live on the edge of town. I can call them over if you need to speak with them, but if there is any damage, I'll pay for it. Did you find her? Max met Jordan in the middle aisle. Jordan shook his head. What's so special about her anyway? Max didn't answer. Instead, he marched over to the counter. Hey, you, girl, he said to Melody. You work here? Melody studied Max up and down. Her ears angled back as she did. I do. May I help you, sir? I'm looking for a girl. Gray fur, black hair. Max clenched his teeth. Seen her? Melody let her eyes drift to Celeste. Her brows rose. Not her. Max stiffened his whiskers. The one I'm looking for is a child. Melody inhaled through her nose as if making a decision. Look, I heard about your car. My car? Max's ears flattened. If she did any damage, I'll pay for it. Melody opened the register. Just tell me how much. I'd rather take care of the problem myself. Max crossed his arms. Her address. I'd rather not give it out. Melody picked up the phone. But I can call her to discuss. You will do no such thing, Melody. An old dog hobbled over to them. He had a slight limp, but was otherwise hale and healthy. He looked like the type of old, stern, yet loving grandpa Celeste wished she had. She couldn't help but smile at him. Listen here, young pup. I know Zena, that young girl you're accusing of damaging your car, and she wouldn't do any such fool thing. I never said she damaged it, Celeste said. But the old dog went on heedless. Even if she did do it, my daughter said she'd pay for it, so take your money and go. Stay out of this, old man. Max's voice dropped to a growl. This isn't your business. Everything going on in this town is my business, pup. I'm saying it isn't. Max turned to the dog. Jordan loomed large behind him and crossed his arms, making his muscles bulge. Do you think I'm afraid of you? The old dog stood to his full height. Why, in my day, I faced down guns and... Max rolled his eyes as the dog continued. This is why I hate old people. He pulled his gun from his coat and shot the dog in the leg. Celeste hopped back as the old dog dropped to the floor and clutched the wound. Dad! Melody rushed to his side. Leave him alone! Next shot is fatal. Max pointed his gun to the dog's head. Where is the girl? Don't tell him anything, Melody, said the dog through clenched teeth. But even if he hadn't said it, Celeste didn't think Melody would reveal anything. The look in her eyes said it all. Celeste knew her type. Tough and hardened, yet soft and caring. Nothing could break them. She admired that type. Max didn't share her appreciation, however. He narrowed his eyes at them. Fine by me. There'll be others in this town who'll be willing to talk once I show him how serious I am. Celeste hissed in a breath as Max's gun charged. He was serious about finding this girl. Serious enough to kill to get what he wanted. Just like Terrence. Max was just like Terrence. No! Celeste grabbed Max's hands. Max, don't do it! Max glared at her. Get off me! But Max, you don't have to do this. I don't have time for nonsense. Max flung her to the ground. Maybe Jordan and Janae were right about you. You are useless. He raised his gun to the dogs. But Max, I know where she is, Celeste blurted. Max halted. He turned to her. What? It's true. She told me before. Melody shook her head furiously. No, I didn't. She lives on the edge of town in the forest. There's a road leading right to it. It couldn't be more than a 10-minute walk away, Celeste blurted. Okay, so she made the last part up, but she couldn't see any teenager walking more than a mile to get anywhere, and judging by Melody's widened eyes and gaping mouth, Celeste had made a good guess. and thankfully Max seemed to think so too. After studying Melody's face, he raised his gun. That's all you had to say. You should learn a little something about customer service. If you so much as touch one strand of fur on those two... You are getting on my nerves. Max whacked Melody on the back of her head with the butt of his gun. She fell with a thud beside her bleeding father. Oh no! Celeste scrambled toward her, but Max stepped in her way. Get in the car, Celeste, he said. But Max, why did you... She froze when she saw his face. She couldn't argue with his command. If he was like Terence, he wasn't too far off from turning his wrath in her direction. She clamped her mouth shut, scrambled out of the grocery store, and climbed into the car. She huddled in her seat, trembling. All this time she had been working for someone like Terence. How couldn't she have seen it? She had to run, hop out of the car, get a taxi, and escape. But then what would she do? Max still had her freedom certificate hostage. She was trapped. Celeste clutched her heart as realization dawned on her. She had traded one type of slavery for another. Max walked out of the grocery store with a bit of a smile on his face. Jordan was nowhere to be seen. Celeste glanced around for him. Jordan's taking care of something for me, Max said, sensing her unasked question. He got in the car, started it, and turned to her. Which road? There. Celeste pointed to the road she'd seen before. It's the only street going into the woods. Max drove off. Why didn't you tell me this sooner? I wasn't sure before. Celeste ducked her head. And? And nothing. Celeste refused to look him in the eye. Max glanced at her out of the corner of his eye. Why are you so nervous? You have to ask after what you did in there? You nearly killed 2 people. They wouldn't give me the information I needed. Celeste grunted in disgust. You're like Terence Claiborne. Max's ears stood straight up. Don't ever compare me to him. Why not? Celeste's roar rose. He lies, cheats, steals, and kills to get what he wants too. What's the difference? Let me ask you this. Max gripped the wheel harder. If you had defied Terence the way you defied me in there, would you still be alive right now? Celeste opened her mouth to answer, but shut it. No, she hung her head. If I didn't have this fur, he would have found some terrible way to torture me. Exactly. Even with my fur, he would have done something horrible. Celeste wrapped her arms around herself. One of his favorite ways to punish me was to make me watch him strangle the life out of someone else, usually someone who would stick up for me. How is that punishment for you? Because if it wasn't for me, they wouldn't have gone through it. Celeste ducked her head. I'd have to watch him strangle someone innocent because of what I did. He'd have someone hold me back so I couldn't do anything. Then he'd let me go and I'd try to revive them. So you know CPR, Max muttered. Useful. 9 times out of 10 it was too late. Celeste bit her lips together. And the times I was able to revive them, they'd hate me for what I made happen to them. It got so if I messed up, anyone would scramble to see who could tell Terence first so they wouldn't have to share my punishment. I learned real quick not to count on anyone. No one would ever stick out their neck for me. Is that the reason you wouldn't tell me where the girl was? Trying to protect her since no one would protect you? I didn't tell you because it's creepy, Celeste said. How so? She's 12! Fair point. Max exhaled through his nose. My interest in her is purely scientific. Celeste raised an eyebrow to him. Look, remember when we first met in Jalou? I wasn't just surveying the damage there. Max's jaw clenched so hard his muscles twitched. She was waiting for me to pick her up, but someone got a hold of her first. She was taken from me. I've been spending all my time trying to find her again. So, you're her legal guardian? Celeste gulped. Or her master? Not her master. Max's lips tightened to a thin line. I don't own slaves. Never have, never will. Celeste smiled. There was the Max she knew. Then you are her guardian. Max studied her a moment. You can say that. But he didn't look at her when he said it. Celeste decided not to mention it. He was already gracious enough to answer all her questions. Better to sit tight and be quiet.